Well, guys, I'm here and I'm basically going to do like a story time type deal about my first time driving on the main road. And before I get into this, I do know like this microphone, it's like on my deodorant, and I don't exactly know how well you can hear me. So hopefully it's good. I just don't want to be holding it, and I can actually use expressions if I really need to. It's just very convenient for me to actually put it right here, so it's at a constant, like I guess, setting. But basically, the first thing we got to talk about is the actual permit part. Actually, getting the permit because I don't have my license yet, but you need a permit so you can actually legally drive. And that's what my mission was. I was going to do a whole vlog on it, but it was not going too well. So basically, to get a permit, you have to take a 25 question quiz. You have to go to like, I don't exactly know how it works in different states, but basically it's like the main town building type deal. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but basically you have to take this test and you have to get 20 out of 25 correct. I took it 2 times. Okay, I failed the first time, even though I read the book a million times. Like, I've read it so many times. I took it and I failed it, but then I took it again because I think it was the nervousness and the actual act of not knowing what was going to happen and the nervousness of me not doing it before, and that's the reason why I failed it the first time. But the second time around, I was prepared. I was ready. I was like, I can do this. So I passed on like question 18 or whatever. That's besides the point. Let me just talk about the questions real quick. They're very easy. I as of well, the state that I'm in right now is Arkansas, so there's an Arkansas practice test online. It is pretty much the exact same. The questions are around the exact same. They're basic knowledge questions mainly. So if you're taking the permit test, it's really not that difficult, and take the practice test. It'll help you, trust me. Also read the book too. That'll also be really good. So how many times have I actually drove on the highway? Well, I've drove 2 times so far on the highway. I think I might be driving again this weekend, and I'm driving a truck, but I'm gonna be driving a car pretty soon, hopefully. I don't have a job yet, and I don't have a vehicle myself, like my own vehicle. I do not have those things. Yeah, it's kind of, oof. But I've been driving a truck. And the one thing that I had to learn, because when you drive for the first time, you don't exactly know what you're doing. You've never experienced or done this before. So you kind of just have to do it, practice it to actually go to perfection. And the thing that everyone tells you, the number one thing to do is watch your surroundings. And that couldn't be further from the truth, because you have to watch your surroundings. You have to look at the mirrors. You have to look at the back. You have to do a whole bunch of stuff. And I've only done a couple things a couple times, mainly just drive on the highway. I've went into Family Dollar one time. When I parked, I took 2 parking spots, and that's the one time I've done it and the only time I've done it. I took like this much of the second parking spot. It wasn't dramatic. Another thing that you have to remember is it is your first time driving, as long as you haven't drove before. So you can make little mistakes. I wouldn't go into a semi or anything or into a car, but you can make little bitty mistakes. Just don't over stress about it, because it's all good. It's expected since you've never done it before. And driving is one of those things where you have to do it to actually learn it. You can read that book all you want, but until you actually drive, you're not going to be good at it at first. And that's just how it is. The one thing that helped me the most in this entire thing was, before I actually drove for the first time, I watched people drive. Like, when I was in the passenger seat or in the back or anything, I would watch how they would steer the wheel. I would watch how they do everything, like how far their foot goes down from the brake or the gas or whatever. Just watch other people drive and you'll be more used to it. And then once you actually start driving, you can actually get that practice in and actually drive. And it's really not as difficult as it may seem at first. It's pretty easy. And you probably have people telling you that already, because it's true. The 2 things I struggled in when I was actually driving, the one thing was I didn't like turn correctly. Like, I would turn too fast or too slow or whatever, and it just wouldn't be the most efficient thing to do. And the second thing that I struggled on was when to like know where to stop online. Let's just say there's a stop sign right here. I would stop like right here, just enough so I couldn't see which way's direction's coming. It's because the position in the car, you have to get used to how big your car or truck is, and you have to like kind of predict, I guess, until you get used to it, how far it is from you, from the top of the car into the stop line. I don't really know how to explain it without actually showing you guys. So just take my word for it. I guess I don't really know. And I wouldn't said that I've ever been in a wreck. I've never actually hit nothing. Now, when I was going to the Family Dollar, the second time I was driving, I went to Family Dollar. That's when I did the parking spot thing. And I accelerated, I guess, too fast into the parking lot, and I almost hit someone. It's not my fault. They were running, and I just accelerated a little bit fast. I was distance away from them, but it felt like in the moment that I was going to run them over. It was pretty stressful. And then on the way out of it, I like curved too much, and I almost hit a curve. That's besides the point. I haven't hit nothing yet, okay? I haven't hit nothing yet. And hopefully I can say that for a long time. Another piece of advice I can give you when you're on the road, if you're driving, right? Stay in between the lines, right? Stay in between the lines. But when you're turning, what I was told and what I've learned and what I've been doing is follow the wheel with the road. Let's say you're going straight and then there's a little turn. Follow the steering wheel with the road, and the car or truck will follow that, and you won't make a mistake because you're going to stay in between the lines. It's hard to explain, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Just don't be scared and do not overreact, because if you overreact, you're going to lose control and it's just going to be a whole ordeal. So just stay calm and you'll be good. So in other words, don't panic, because the more you do it, the better you will get at it. I think there's a big pimple right here. Anyways, also don't speed and wear your seatbelt. Those are two things that you should probably know already too. And the final advice that I have for you guys, if y'all ever do start driving or whatever, the look ahead of you. Don't look right in front of you. Like, look ahead, and also just pay attention to your surroundings. It's so when you curve, you don't instantly see it and have to quickly do it. You can actually follow through with it. But anyways, guys, that's my story, my quote unquote story time on the first time driving. Some advice for people. I need more advice, so if there's anything I haven't seen right here that's knowledge that I probably should know, please leave it down in the comments. I should be driving pretty soon again. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. I am going to see how this sounds when I get done with this, and hopefully it can stay there, because that'd be really cool if I could just get some and then let it set there so I don't have to hold it up and not be able to do movements like this, and hopefully it sounds pretty good and it erases the background noise. There's no background noise right now. And so when I move it around, you don't hear that sound of me moving around. That's mainly why I did it. But anyways, guys, peace out.